and never give up.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Storytime, here in the vault with me, G-Star. As always, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss any channel content in the future. In this episode of Storytime, we are going back to the UFO phenomena. Recently on this channel, we have been discussing a lot of content involving UFOs and military and government. So this story is quite apt. This is the story. Marine has a bizarre UFO encounter. Terrell Copeland of Suffolk, Virginia, is not the kind of person one would think would make up far-fetched stories. A former United States Marine, he has long been considered by friends and family to be a no-nonsense, hard-working and practical guy, not prone to telling strange tales. But this would change starting on the night of October 24th, 2005. On this evening, he was on a street not far from the dismal swamp when he saw off in the distance, about 2 miles away, a massive ball of light that was an estimated altitude of 15,000 feet and being circled by jet fighters. As he watched, the ball of light and the fighter jets moved off into the distance out of sight. He wasn't quite able to wrap his head around what he had seen, and then 3 nights later he saw something strange again over a Suffolk shopping centre. To quote Terrell, "I was driving in front of the Fresh Pride grocery centre and I saw it up close. The light was hovering over the centre. I pulled up to the parking lot and was not prepared for what I saw. There was an object inside the light. The light had just been an illusion. At first, I thought it was just a stealth bomber, but I realized a stealth wasn't that big." End quote. He would describe the object as a massive triangular shape that moved very slowly out across the sky. These 2 sightings would prove to be just the beginning of a series of strange incidents he would witness over the coming years. He began to have numerous sightings of strange objects in the sky, often seen from the window of his apartment, while others seemed to occur mostly over lakes and landfills, which led him to believe they were using these places as hiding spots. Some of these objects he actually managed to capture on film, which led to some bizarre and frightening experiences. One time he claims that he was visited by a mysterious man in military clothes who told him to remove one such video he had posted online. And another even more surreal experience happened after he captured another video on his cell phone from his apartment window and posted it online. He says after the video was posted, he woke from a nap to hear someone at the door. And to quote Terrell, "I woke up from a nap by the sound of someone trying to enter my apartment. And I said, 'Who is it?' There was no answer. Still, just, you could see the doorknob moving and like a scratching at the door. And I keep a firearm. It was on my table, and my thought was to get up and check. But I was in complete paralysis. The only things I could move were my eyes. And I heard a voice through the door say, 'You don't need that weapon. We won't harm.'" End quote. After this, he says his experiences began to get more intense. He found he would often have bouts of missing time that he cannot account for, as well as temporary paralysis and occasions in which he was visited by strange entities in his sleep, but later be convinced it had not been a dream. These unsettling incidents came to be more and more common, to the point that he was sure that he was being abducted by alien beings who had, for whatever reason, taken an interest in him and wanted to study him. Sometimes he would remember what happened clearly. At other times it was all blurry and indistinct, like a half-remembered dream, whereas many times he remembered almost nothing at all. He tried keeping a sort of dream journal, jotting down whatever he could remember in the wake of these odd encounters. He would say of one such incident, and to quote, "I was in a room and I saw a woman who did not have complete human features. She had the typical black eyes that you hear about. She had an elongated skull, and that startled me. And the next memory I have is me standing on my balcony waving at this cylinder-shaped ship." Copeland began to look into the alien abduction phenomenon, and even travelled 600 miles to attend a seminar of people who had experienced similar things to him. It was attended by 1,500 people who were either abductees, those curious about UFOs and aliens, or ufologists. It was partly his participation in this conference that captured the attention of the History Channel's UFO Hunters series, which did a whole segment on his experiences. The host of the show even suggested that Copeland might be an alien hybrid. The UFO Hunters team even brought Copeland to medical experts for testing, where he was found to have an unknown rare blood disorder, whatever that means, which the show claimed was also shared by other supposed alien abductees. As to why these aliens might have taken an interest in him, Copeland can't really say, although he firmly believes that these beings are monitoring us and are preparing to meet humanity face to face, whether we like it or not. We hope you've enjoyed this story time, and let us know in comments what you thought of Terrell Copeland's story. Is it just dreams, or is it genuine encounters? We hope you can join us again here in the vault for the next episode of Storytime. Until then, stay safe, stay in the light,